For many years, I was an active blogger. I wrote a blog. I posted things I thought I had learned and studied. I like to study the Bible. I'm a strong Bible believer, and I became a King James Bible believer back in 2002. I also taught homeschoolers because I was a history nut and I was asked to teach. And so I wrote a textbook on world history, and I also did a lot of studies on American history, and I gave those to the students. And of course, I always say, I understand if you disagree, you've got other evidence, or you look, my interpretation is different. So and then I encourage, I thrive on disagreement. I learn that way. I've learned a lot by people asking me simple questions about what I said and why I said it, where I got my sources from and things like that. And then people who disagree would provide their sources. Now, a troll just attacks you and leaves, but somebody who sincerely has a question or wants to correct you on something he thinks is an error, they think is an error, they'll tell you where they get on what basis do they base their opinion and their disagreement with you. So I thought I've really been debating this with myself. I don't normally, except in the context of where it's applicable in the Bible, I don't normally talk about current events or make comments. One of the things I find is there's a lack of civility. You say this person's an idiot. I've heard the Prime Minister of England be compared to Satan. I mean, Stalin. I've heard religions being called demonic, and that, even if those were true, they don't help in conversation. They don't help you learn what other people think. I mean, we can't live in an echo chamber. You don't learn anything if you only talk to and listen to people who think like you do. So it's important to get different opinions, and you don't want to take and attack somebody as being evil or nasty or wicked that you're trying to engage in conversation. Now, you may not be trying to engage the person in conversation, but so I wanted to talk about some current events. First, there's some things that, and I'm not going to be attacking, specific names. You should know what I'm talking about, without me having to say the name. It should be obvious. For instance, in today's world, we have two great threats to freedom, tremendous threats, besides our own behavior. But the first threat is a political ideology disguised as a religion. It is a political ideology of conquest, of domination, of just the crushing of women, of brutal butchery of fringe sexual orientation people, like, if you're trans or if you're homosexual. This political ideology masked as a religion kills you, slaughters you, throws you off buildings, stuff like that. There's another one, though, that is a religion that is disguised as a political ideology. There is a religion. And I learned that this is a religion by reading its early adherents. I started with a philosopher named Hegel. I went through Immanuel Kant, Karl Marx, and on, all the way up to people named Rorty and just some modern Foucault, people like that. You read their books and you find that this religion masked as a political ideology definitely believes that we want to go back to Eden without God, that there is no God, that man is his own God and man will become God. So you've got these two strains and they work together. There's even a political candidate in America who is a member. You'd think they would cancel each other out. Like, you'd think the one would want to kill the other and the other would want to kill the other. But they don't. They, for some reason, they're able to work together to subvert Western civilization and capitalism and bring in a new type of thing that they say has never been accomplished before. I say that what they're preaching has been accomplished before, and it's killed hundreds of millions of people. So that aside, so I just want to make this statement that there is today a religion that is disguised as a political ideology, but it's actually a religion that seeks to conquer the world. There is a religion, and there's a political ideology that's disguised as a religion. So there's a religion disguised as a political ideology, and there's a political ideology disguised as a religion that also seeks to conquer the world. Its proponents tell you that that's the goal, is the conquest of Western civilization. So it's very interesting. I think that we need to come to terms with what we're experiencing today. And I would start with let's understand that I'm all for free speech. I believe in free speech, but only for those people who believe in free speech. Because neither one of these two strains, these two, the ideology or the religion, neither one of them believe in freedom. They believe in tyranny and crushing the spirit and souls of people and dominating them. So take it for what you want. I'd love to see your comments. I think if you think about it, you'll know what I'm talking about. And we don't have to go any further than that. And I'm going to make some comments on some current events that I see, what I think of them. And it'll be from a Bible believer's perspective. So you might not agree. That's fine. In this particular video, I don't mind if you attack me personally. I understand you might have to do that to feel justified. My other videos, I don't like trolling. I just want you to be, on point and back up what you have to say. But say what you want in this video. I'd like to see what your comments are. Thank you.